Okay. Ooh. Alright, FYI, I'm not feeling 100% today, but I'm still gonna do book club streams. It is low-key. I do anticipate the stream not going a full 3 hours. I'm getting better at getting concise, so we should be fine. Well, yeah, I've just been having a difficult week. I think a lot of people are. I think it's because there's the full moon. It's like buck moon. My head's been hurting, and that turned into being queasy. So the last hour and a half of work was a struggle. But I'm probably gonna recline for most of the stream because still feeling pretty weak. Also, OBS being very, very weird with its layout. I don't know why, but we will be okay. Let's see, can I handle listening to music right now? I'm not sure. I had to turn it off at work. We'll see. Yeah. Hey King. You ready to talk about the book? Yeah, like I said, I'm queasy, so I'm gonna be reclining for most of the stream. So I'm gonna have to look at chat on my other monitor because my OBS layout's being very weird and it's not showing me chat. Oh my god, I spilled water. Music is a bit loud. Okay. That should be better. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna be reclining. I'm gonna be reclining for most of the stream because I'm quite queasy. Because my head's been hurting. Since this is book club, it's gonna be low-key anyway, so I'm not too worried. The last hour and a half of my shift today was very rough. It's also been a very, very shitty week, especially yesterday. Yesterday, I actually ended up crying at work. So it was a lot. Yeah, I think just everyone I have talked to have also had a shitty week or things have been off this week. And I realized that it's a full moon and it's a buck moon, so it might just be just in the planet movements or whatever. Yeah. But how are you guys doing? I'm gonna have to read chat on my other monitor because my OBS layout is being weird and is not showing me chat, so. I'm gonna drink a lot of water. So what happened is, like, I worked the cash office. I made a huge mistake. We fixed it, but I was already stressed out. And just not doing well, and then I didn't even really say anything offensive up at the register. I was up there doing something. I wasn't even helping customers. But someone ended up approaching my manager saying that they felt uncomfortable because of something the girl with the pink hair said, and didn't feel comfortable coming up to the register. And I guess it was implied that it was because I was bitching about a customer or something. And yeah, that pushed me over the edge, and I went on my lunch and cried. And then today is just... things are just off. Things are just off, but it's okay. I'm gonna rest after this. I'm excited to talk about this book though. So this will be good, because this was a good read. My summary is a lot shorter than usual. I decided if I like focused on events, that will help. Yeah, so I know King's read the book. Do you know much about it, Dream? We'll start there. Then we'll get into talking about characters. Yeah, we'll get into characters, talk about the story, and then I have some passages I want to read, just like last time with Song of Achilles. It's Final Fantasy. Okay. So I'll just get into it then. Yeah, I know you do. It's a lot of fun. Okay. So the kids are all right. It's a Turks Side Story. It follows the main character. His name is Evan. He is a part of this PI agency called Murray's Investigation or something like that, Investigative Services. And his partner is Kyrie. So we know who Murray is, we know who Kyrie is. Leslie is also part of their agency, and then Fabio. They're all pretty dumb, just different brands of dumb, so it was entertaining, but it did have its, you know, brutal parts. It's Final Fantasy VII. So Evan, at the time of the story, he's 19. And this, you know, follows 2 years after meteor fall and the live stream erupting, and right before the events of Advent Children. So there's like a lot of shit that happens in this that leads up to Advent Children and explains a few things. So he grew up on the plate. He was told that his dad was in the Wutai War and got killed in the war. His mom was working a couple jobs trying to provide. They lived on the plate. He moved to Edge after the live stream erupted. He has feelings for Kyrie. During the book, we'll talk about this a little later, he finds out he's Rufus's half-brother. We know that Shinra got around. We know that because of, what's his name in Crisis Core? See, I'm not feeling well, so I'm gonna be extra forgetful of names. Lazard. Yeah. Evan definitely has a heart of gold, but he can be quite an idiot sometimes. Especially because he is deeply insecure, which causes him to be, like a little dishonest. Like, he won't tell the truth. He'll, this is what I say to Shushu, you got a little proud front. He's got a proud front. Like, he acts tougher than he is, and acts cooler than he is. And that does get him into trouble, especially with expressing his feelings for Kyrie. So it gets him into a lot of trouble. We know Kyrie from the re-trilogy. She does reciprocate Evan's feelings. She just is a little hothead. So it's a recipe for disaster, but still love them. We know that her grandma was a con artist because we have met Marie. Her parents were pickpockets, and so she was too. And they did die when she was a kid. I forget how, because it's not super important to the story. Yeah, she was in a bad crowd until she met Evan. She met him on his way from the top of the plate to the slums. Then she opened a PI firm to become more honest, and used phony claims of reading the live stream in order to get clients. And she's headstrong, and that gets her into a lot of trouble. Of course we have Reno and Rude, and the fun thing is Reno actually, like, adores Evan. Like, he comes to really care about Evan and Kyrie too, and in fact defies orders in order to protect them. So that was really sweet. And then Rude helps Reno in his own silent way. Yeah. I mean, as honest as she's gonna be. It's Kyrie. Of course, Sung and Elena are in this. Sung is more by the book than Reno and Rude, as we know. He's quite brutal, even using Evan to get to Kadaj, which we will talk about later. But he still shows that he cares, just in his own way. Oh, what is this song? It's not telling me the full title. Oh, Lightning Returns. Okay, gotcha. Okay, Elena is very headstrong in this book. Actually, this book made me come to, Elena's grown on me. I used to not like her. But she's grown on me. They do have the best bromance. Yeah, she's easily bored. That leads to some events. Okay, my hair's being weird. Can be rash, but ultimately wants to make things right. Okay, Fabio. Fabio's an interesting character. He used to be a thief until he met Evan. So this group that are part of the PI group, they were all different before they met Evan. Like, through being around Evan, they did change, which is really sweet. Which, of course, Evan is just too dumb to realize until Leslie spells it out for him later. So he used to be a thief, but he basically jumpstarts the events of the story because he steals the geostigma meds from Shinra because his little brother Bits contracts the stigma, right? He's less of a thinker and more of a doer. And, like, he later finds out that Evan needs surgery, and so in an attempt to steal a chopper from the Turks, he throws an explosive and dies. So we'll talk about that later. Leslie and Hedman Doyle. We know that Leslie used to work for Don Corneo, but stopped when he met Evan. His fiance, Merle, was one of Corneo's girls, which we also know about this because of the game. He's more wise and rational of the group. He still has his dumb moments, but actually Leslie's probably my favorite. Though I also love Evan. I don't care. I ship them too. I only, don't want the shipping if it's Clarence against Clovis in my video essays. Let's see. I had a bad day. I ship the Turks. It's okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, we do run into Corneo in this book. He did steal Corneo's automatics and torched all the sex blackmail photos that the Don had, to get back at him. He's also going to have a kid, so Merle is pregnant. After Evan leaves, he goes with Edmund Doyle to find him and to tell him about the surgery. Edmund Doyle, he founded this little community called Doyleville, where Evan and Fabio live. When Evan goes on his journey, he lends him his car. He helps the residents of Doyleville throughout the book. He helps with the monument as payment for what went down at Heelan, which we will talk about. He used to work in urban development for Shinra, but he doesn't like Shinra. Ooh, that would be cool. That would be cool if she is. Because I'm sure we're gonna find her in Revelation. Okay. So I guess we'll before moving on to the actual contents of the book, I wanna hear like what characters you really liked in here. Of course, like the characters I haven't mentioned yet, like Kadash, we will talk about later. But oh, I have to say, like, I really enjoyed reading this with like Evan's storytelling, like Evan's way of phrasing things was actually like pretty funny. And hearing his take about events that happened during FF7, as far as he understands, but not knowing, completely understanding, is just entertaining. Also, they call Rufus Shinra Doofus Shinra, and from now on I'm gonna call Rufus Doofus because I think it's funny. And Rufus plays into it. I love that he just is not, he doesn't take himself too seriously. He's like, you can call me Doofus if you want. You really grew to love Kyrie. She's hilarious in this book, especially in the car ride with Reno and Rude. Oh yeah, when she shoots the gun and Evan gets a concussion. No. That was not that time. Anyway. I am not familiar with Ant-Man. Yeah, I came to like her more too than in the remake games. She actually annoyed me quite a bit in the remake games. So I was like, oh, okay, she actually develops as a character because of Evan. Like, Evan's influence. Like, obviously she did the self-work, but, like, they're good for each other. They're definitely good for each other. Sometimes their dumbassery combined together gets them in a lot of trouble, but they are good for each other. It's just, they both have a funny way of showing that they care. And it's like, just be honest with each other. Like, stop the nonsense. But they are 19. So, the recaps are fast-paced and often go on random tangents that have no relevance to the story being told. Well, how do you know? Alright. Let's talk about the content. Okay. So, at the beginning of the book, 2 years before the events of the story, when he's still living on the plate with his mom, this guy from Shinra named Nick Foley came to his mother to tell them that they were gonna leave Midgar. Evan was like, nah. So he left. And it happened to be right then when the sector... Oh, you were talking about Lewis. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, right when he left was when the plate fell. So he came back to look for his mother and didn't find her, but he did find a lot of money that was left for him. Oh, it is. And then after the live stream erupted, he left for the slums with a note for his mother. Okay, so then 2 years later, at Healing, that cabin where Rufus is at, where they're developing the drug to help with the symptoms of the stigma. They're like, Elena is about to get the drug to WRO so they could distribute it when Fabio comes to steal it with the help of a guy named Throp. Throp was like a guard for Healing, but he knew Fabio's neighbor, Ko, if that's how you pronounce his name, who also lives in Doyleville. So, he steals the med, and the Turks figure out that the guy's name is Fabio. So they come to Doyleville, and like Reno comes to Doyleville and mistakes Evan for Fabio and beats him up. Okay. Yeah, Evan meets Leslie and Kyrie at 7th Heaven. He goes with Kyrie to their PI office. They have a new client named Tyran Ard. He comes to them asking them to find his son, and he has a picture of his son. He was a soldier 2nd class, and he was sent to Nibelheim. And he hasn't been seen since. They find out later that it was Nibelheim where he's sent to, but just to summarize. The Turks find the real Fabio, and Evan thought they killed him at first. They didn't. Reno and Rue take Evan and Kyrie to Healing to meet Doofus. And it's revealed here that Evan is his half-brother. While they are there, Fabio, Doyle, and Ko show up to take back Rupp, and they attacked. Rufus let Evan use his life to escape and even let him take his pistol. When they escape in the truck, Evan and Kyrie get into a fight. She fires a gun in the air, which causes Evan to bump his head. He gets a concussion. And then he pushes her away at the clinic. He's insecure. And the doctor there, his name is Dr. Drake, warned him about his head. This is important later, I promise. Evan decides on his own to go to Nibelheim because his mother was in the photo. Of the guy that they were hired to find. And he hasn't heard from her in 2 years. And since he got in a fight with Kyrie, he thinks he blew it with her. So he decides to go by himself. He gets Doyle's car from him, used the phone at Dr. Drake's, and while he was trying to use the phone, he was told about Genova's arm, which becomes important later. He was on the phone to get help from Cloud. And Cloud points him in the direction of Don Corneo to get gas, which, why did he leave Don Corneo alive is beyond me, but we will talk about that later. He tells him to talk to Tifa about Nibelheim, so then he goes to Tifa. Tifa helps him out. And then Leslie helps him get to Don Corneo. Bruce Shinra allowing him to be called Doofus is more badass than him faking his wheelchair dependence and having children just so he can aura farm and throw himself off of a building. I love Doofus. I love Doofus so much. Alright, Kyrie came to join him on the journey. She's just like, what you did to me was fucked up, but I'm not letting you do this alone. Leslie came with the fuel and machine guns. Side note, Don Corneo I guess when he got dropped in Wutai, he did not die. He became wheelchair bound. He had hidden cameras in his room, which sounds like Epstein to me, so I'm definitely gonna use this when I make that video. He had the hidden cameras take pictures of all the women, and the women range in teenagers to grandmas. So confirmed pedophile, not a surprise. But when Evan was there, he found the picture of Cloud, Tifa, and Aerith. And he also found the picture of Merle, and he took the photos. But like the Dawn said, I have copies. So then he told, release the Corneo files, seriously. So he tells Tifa, he also tells Leslie, because he's worried that they're gonna get in trouble. And that was why Leslie came and lit the photos on fire, which was pretty awesome. Anyway, pretty fucked up. Cloud should not have let him live. I'm actually pretty mad at Cloud about that. Like, that is a severe oversight. Like, it's like, he took secret photos of Cloud and of Tifa and Aerith, and he cares about them, Tifa and Aerith, in different ways, but he cares about them. So it's like, you know, be responsible. Like, he should not be around. Like, yeah, he kind of like cucked him. He'll do whatever Cloud asks, but he should not be kept alive. Like, no. And I am pretty positive Cloud has seen the photos on the wall. So, like, he knows that Dawn, the Corneo, has blackmail on him. So why is he left alive? And yeah, King, why is he getting stuff from him? It doesn't make sense. Like, Cloud, be responsible. I know you're emotionally stunted, but come on, dude. Alright. Moving on. At the beginning of their journey to Nibelheim, they did meet a girl on a chocobo. She gave him a tip to take the safety off the machine guns, because they just tried firing them and they didn't work. They're like, oh, they must be broken. She's like, you need to take the safety off. I think that was Yuffie. CCTV style footage of Cloud doing a Sephiroth. I mean, honestly, he should. Okay, so after this, Fabio and Co. attempt to steal a chopper, and they threw an explosive, while, like, Reno and Rude were trying to work on a chopper. Because they were gonna go look for Genova. Because they were ordered to. And Rude threw the explosive back, and in the explosion, Co and Fabio died. Back to Kyrie and Evan, they found a really clear lake, and they were swimming in it when they find Nanaki at their car. Evan didn't know who Nanaki was, so he shot at the car, which was stupid, because it made it explode. And then in the water, the black water came, and Kyrie nearly drowned, and Nanaki came to save her. And took her to Junon, under Junon, to see a doctor. The Turks were in under Junon to get word from comrades to search for Genova, and heard about Nanaki getting Kyrie to Dr. Eugene's clinic. And Sung felt like there was a connection between their search for Genova and Kyrie showing up with Nanaki. While Kyrie is in the clinic, Sung overhears her talking to somebody, and that's when we get introduced to Kadash. And he got bad vibes from Kadash and recognized him like he looked like he looks like Sephiroth. So he was like, oh shit, and warned her. that's gonna be one of the passages I'll read today. Reno and Rude use the chopper to find Evan, and he gets reunited with Kyrie. He finds out about Fabio's death, and him and Kyrie try to make a run for it. Elena shoots him in the shoulder and it shatters it. So while he's in the clinic, he sees Fabio, who heals his shattered shoulder. Yeah, hit bad vibes. And then Sung decides to take them to Nibelheim in the chopper because he's gonna use them to try to get Genova. Evan thinks that the research at Nibelheim is connected to Genova. They find gold and find out the resettlement project. Oh yeah, I forgot. So Gold's father, who came to ask them to search for gold, he got the photo from Nick Foley. Nick Foley found him because he was trying to tell the families of the people in the photo, and he had geostigma and he passed away, but his number was on the back, which happened to be and an address, which happened to be Evan's old address. Okay. So, they find out about the resettlement project. So Gold was sent for the resettlement project. So was Annette, Evan's mother. So, she had to sign an NDA and got a huge payout to resettle Nibelheim. Which she did for Evan, and we'll find out why. Is Kadash Ben Shapiro? Ben Shapiro is a wuss. Kadash is actually scary in this. Okay. So, Annette was actually in charge of the rope dudes. Of helping the rope dudes. So she left a week later. And he got a letter. Gold got a letter from her that she said it needs to go to Nick. Obviously Nick died, so it didn't get to him. But the letter was sent from Icicle Lodge, so they knew to go there next. God, I'm talking a lot. Okay, so Leslie and Doyle, they left to try to find Evan. And they found Reno and Rude in Junon. Reno and Rude were told to stay in Junon to wait for the comrades to get back to them to search for Genova. Sung just kept leaving them in the dark. Yeah, I agree, King. He is a lot scarier in the book. Okay. So Leslie and Doyle, they told Reno and Rude that Evan needed surgery because there's something wrong with his head. So, what happened was Dr. Drake told Fabio about this. Fabio felt like if he stole a chopper and get to Evan, he could tell Evan that he needed the surgery. So, he died. He died because of that. If we could break up your summary of their voices, we would. It's all good. Okay. So, Reno and Rude take Leslie and Doyle with them to try to find Evan to tell him about the surgery that he needs. Back to Evan. He reads the letter. They go to Icicle Inn. And he reads the letter that was addressed to Nick about how the Nibelheim money was for his surgery. And she came to Icicle Lodge to look for the rope dudes. I agree. He is quite a dumbass. Oh, Hojo is definitely... Yeah, I agree. Okay. So she came to Ice Lodge to follow the rogue dudes. She ran into some trouble with that. She left for 2 months, and then she came back, and then she left for the snowfields and was never heard from ever again. So the owner of the inn told them that. Okay. Kadaj appeared as Fabio, as you know, we can all guess. And Evan figured out that that was not Fabio. But he said, "Follow me or I'll kill Kyrie." So he follows him to a room in a log cabin, and he asks him what he knows about Genova. And he actually ends up probing into his mind. And he did that to Dr. Drake and severely wounded the doctor. And he was like, "You don't know shit." And like, that shows how grateful you are to me for healing your shoulder. I'm gonna give it back to you. So he returned the pain, and like, everyone screamed, which alerted Sung. Sung saw Kadash out the window, and so he followed them. And then Kadash finds Kyrie, and they fight. He lights the inn on fire. So, Kyrie is actually terrified of fire. So she was not having a good time, and so Evan had to help her. Oh my god. Okay. They tried to escape him, and then Kadaj reveals that Kadaj, Yazoo, and Laws were part of Kyrie's bad group she used to hang out with. And they burned the slums, which is why she's afraid of fire. And then actually, like, she used to have a thing for Kadaj. So Kadaj is not the actual real Kadaj. He just took the name. The real Kadaj was actually, like, Kyrie's friend. And then there's a lot of crevasses in the snowfields. Because of the live stream erupting, it caused a lot of the terrain in the landscape, so there are a lot of crevasses in that area. Sephiroth is an angel compared to Dawn and Hojo. I agree. I definitely agree. So Kyrie almost falls into a crevasse, and then Evan caught her hand. Kadaj impaled him in the shoulder with his sword, and Kyrie fell. Like, he let go of her hand because you know, kind of being stabbed in the shoulder. This big battle happens between Kadaj and the Turks, but it's with the choppers. Reno, Rude, Leslie, and Doyle, they jump out of theirs, and it explodes. Yeah, also Kadaj is fucking with them the entire time, just keeps like appearing behind them and then in front of them, and yeah, he's terrifying. Evan and Kyrie ended up falling into the live stream, and it's while they're in the live stream that his shoulder gets healed. So it gets healed in the live stream. Otherwise, he would never be able to use it ever again because it completely shattered when Elena shot it. When they come to, they're in these ice tunnels that were created by the live stream, and they quickly get lost. But while they're trying to find a way out, they find a dead end, and they see a lot of dead rope dudes, and then they find Annette. And Annette has a few letters on her person. Obviously, she's dead. And it's, yeah, her letters about the surgery. I'm gonna read that passage later. She also has a bundle hidden under her shirt. So Evan gives that bundle to Kyrie because she's not dressed for the cold. Kadash finds them again. And in their tussle, the bundle gets thrown on the ground and Genova's arm comes out. So that's where Genova's arm was. Kadash tries to get it, so Evan, finally being smart, kicks the arm into this little life stream pocket. There's like a little life stream pool. Kadash dives into it, and the life stream does not like him, so the life stream dissolves him. And he's like, I will return, or whatever. Yeah, and then they get lost again, and Leslie and Doyle rescue them with the help of Reno and Rude. The Turks, okay, backing up a bit, in Annette's letter, she explained that when he had his heart surgery, shit, I forgot to mention that. When Evan was 5, he had to have heart surgery. So while he had heart surgery, Dr. Eugene, or Dr. Dimitri, was the one that operated on him. He said that he had a hematoma. And to get surgery for a hematoma was really expensive, so that was why Annette was working so goddamn hard to afford his surgery, and why she took the Nibelheim money and decided to resettle in Nibelheim. So the Turks decide to help him, like get him to Dr. Dimitri / Dr. Eugene and under Junon, and it is revealed that Dr. Dimitri found out that about her Shinra connections, that she fucked President Shinra. Well, more like President Shinra fucked her. She did not like him that much. He lied about the hematoma to try to milk money from her. And then forgot about it until she reached out 2 years ago to get that surgery for Evan. And then Dr. Drake, who used to work with Dr. Dimitri, found out about Evan because Evan hit his head and it reminded Dr. Dimitri. So, fucked up, Sung beat him up, which I was like, thank you. Evan felt like he went too far. I don't think so, because of this ass hat, Fabio died, and his mother died. So he got what was coming to him. Oh, Genesis is the worst. Oh yeah, Kadaj doesn't like Sephiroth. Yeah. I thought that was funny too. This book should be animated, I agree. Okay, Evan told Sung about Genoa's arm. They took, okay, so Advent Children happened. So they take Fabio's brother, Bits, into the church and, got him cured. And Evan and Kyrie was like, that spring is the live stream. They knew because they were in it. And then Tyrion paid them well and said he'll meet up with Gold soon. So that was wrapped up. And then Kyrie wanted to throw Evan a birthday party and invited Doofus and the Turks. Doofus personally called her to say he had better things to do. This made Evan laugh, and he decided he should pay him a visit soon. And that's how the book ends. So, much shorter summary this time. I loved it. It was such a fun read. They're all idiots, and I love them. But the book definitely explains things that happen on the Turk end of things and on the president end of things, of how they got Genova's remains, And also, I believe that it's been a minute since I watched Advent Children. It's been a few months. That scene at the beginning of the movie of their chopper going down, I think that was the battle with Kadash. I'll have to watch again. I am planning on watching Advent Children again this weekend because I want to take that footage because that's what I want to do for the next video essay. Yeah. Oh, my ass is not. Alright, I have to say, yapping has made me feel a little better. Oh yeah, I was gonna read passages. But we can first talk about the story itself before I get into that. I think, you know, this book did, like, give really, really excellent context into the Shinra side of things. I'm also curious to see if we will see Evan in Revelation, since we've already seen Leslie and Kyrie. Yeah. Also, I have to say, I am really not surprised that Fabio died, because it's like, fuck around, you find out. But also, it was foreshadowed. It was foreshadowed earlier when the Turks found him, and Evan thought that they killed him. That was foreshadowing the later he would die. Oh, you're being silly to cheer me up. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm trying to think of what my favorite part would be. Oh, also, I love this song. I think it's from 4. Yes, it's the main theme of 4. Oh, I can't wait to play 4. Oh yeah, I need to look out my order of games I'm going to stream, because it's going to be slightly different now that I'm going to be playing 7. I love 4. I really can't wait to play 4. That was my childhood. Yeah, I need to make an update of this. Oh. I hate being queasy. Ooh, Rose's theme done by the Distant Worlds concert took your breath away. Oh. See, I love 4. I can't wait to play it. Okay. So, King, you read the book. What was your favorite part? I'm trying to think of mine. I did really like that Leslie burnt the photos. That made me very happy. I'll have to think about it. Okay, I'm gonna recline again. Oof. I'm glad I was quicker with the summary today. Thank you. Trying to drink lots of water. I made it in under an hour. Yep. It's probably a record. Okay, I'm gonna just start reading passages. So the first one is gonna be him meeting Rufus. Well, I was more brief in Song of Achilles, because I did things a little differently for that one. Okay. So, hey, it's me, I got him. It was Reno. That was quick, said Song, opening the door to let him in. Better believe it, didn't want to delay the emotional reunion. Rufus forced a smile. This was not his first time meeting a half-sibling, and for him, the event brought little in the way of emotion. He might see some in his brother's eyes, though, be it hostility or wariness or hope. Looks like you're holding up okay, boss, said Reno. Yes, well, I'd rather not be awake much longer. We're supposed to keep early nights here. Well, no, I did talk a lot about the book. Alright, anyway. Right, so they filled you in about Evan. I mean, if you need a briefing or anything, I can tell you whatever. That won't be necessary. Sir, Sung called, and the young man in question entered the room. For Rufus, this whole ritual was an irritating item to check off the list. But when he saw the latest half-brother in front of him, he found his curiosity piqued despite himself. Evan clutched a pointed hat in both hands, nervous no doubt. His hair was about the same color as Rufus's. His eyes, well, he had his father's eyes and his strong brows. Where Rufus's features had more of his mother in them, Evans made it clear who his father was. Even so, the two of them did look alike. They may have had different mothers, but if there was any consistency to their father's choice in women, the likeness made perfect sense. Boss, may I present Evan Townsend? Reno announced. Or Townshend. I'm not sure. Reno announced, eminently pleased with himself. Then he broke into a grin as he introduced Rufus. Hey Evan, meet the president of Shinra. Evan's eyes were nearly popping out of their sockets. Clearly, no one had told him anything. Maybe, Rufus thought, it was worth going along with his subordinate schemes every now and then. The president? Evan looked at Reno. You mean Rufus Shinra? That's right. You can call me Doofus Shinra if you like. Rufus fielded the question himself. He's alive? Evan was still speaking to Reno. I am. The decoy who took my place is not, Rufus replied. You're a candidate for the position, and from what I can see, you'll do. Evan's jaw dropped, and he stared agape at Reno, then Rufus, then Song. Song looked down at the ground, trying to hide his laughter. Me? Rufus Shinra's decoy? So it switches to Evan's point of view, obviously. He's just messing with you, Reno said to me, barely able to contain himself. A joke? Okay, fine, but which part? All of it? You have his eyes, and his height and build. It's kind of uncanny. So you brought me here because I look like him? Evan, you're the president's half-brother, said the man with long black hair who had shown me in. He looked like a Turk, too. The very definition of one, in fact. Reno and Rude both showed an awkward humanity. Well, sporadically in the latter's case, but this guy was pure ice. He sure as heck didn't strike me as the joking type. So, was it true what he just told me? That I was Rufus Shinra's brother? Son of the founder of the Shinra company? But my dad... Okay, back to switching point of view. Rufus waited for Evan to finish the sentence. Now then, let's see what the kid's going to do next. At this point, most of them start hinting they're owed something, a slice of the Shinra pie. Often they start by sharing stories of their hard-scrabble youth. But my dad died in the war. If you'd rather go on believing that, I won't stop you, said Rufus. After all, the Shinra name has lost much of its value compared with a few years ago. Still, the fact remains we share an ancestry. How was your mother? Whereabouts unknown, he said. Reno spoke up while Evan was busy hiding the signs of his indigestion. You must feel like your world's been turned upside down. Understandable, Rufus thought. But now is the time to calm down and think. What do you want? Come on, you're meeting a long-lost brother. Both of you should act a little happier, Reno blurted out with excessive enthusiasm. God, I love him. Evan shot him a glare and squared his shoulders before Rufus. What do you want? He said, as if it took all his courage to ask. We really are brothers. Rufus tried to hold it in, but eventually he had to give in to the laughter. What's so funny? It's strange, the power of blood, Rufus said with an effort, then cracked again. It had been quite a while since he laughed out loud. He knew Reno and Sung were looking at him, and their bewilderment only made the whole mess more comical. He was still laughing when the sound of an explosion reached them from the forest, which was, of course, from, Fabio. Okay. Trying to decide if I want to read this part, too. I don't need to. I said what happened. So that was meeting Doofus. Oh, what's this song? I recognize this. Oh, it's from 10. Okay. Okay. We're gonna read about meeting Cloud, because it was Cloud as hell. Just social awkwardness and all. Ooh. I'll have to think about that one because it's hard to pick. Alright, let's go to meeting Cloud. Okay. The door opened and a man with stiff blonde spikes for hair walked in. He wore a dark expression that clouded his handsome face. Dr. Drake closed the file and looked up. Are you the one with the dog? He asked, faintly annoyed. Dog? The man repeated tonelessly. Yeah, probably. I stepped outside to let them talk and saw a hefty motorbike parked in front of the clinic. That guy came here on this, I thought, then realized who he was. So Denzel had managed to contact the courier after all. I started to thank the kid in my mind, then remembered I'd lied about the delivery job. Now what? I thought nervously. Should I just take off? So he had called, Stripe Delivery Service because he's like, this Cloud guy has a motorbike or a motorcycle. He probably knows where to get fuel. I'm gonna pretend to have a delivery and ask him where to get fuel. And so, of course, Denzel answered the phone. Anyway. But while I was dithering, the blonde guy came back out of the clinic and looked at me. We made eye contact. Are you from Stripe Delivery Service? Nothing for it but to play it out. He nodded. You, Evan Townsend? I hated dealing with these types. No chink in the armor to help you figure them out. No way to tell them what they're thinking. Try a joke and it just bounces off them. I called and the girl said Denzel wasn't feeling well. So that was the second time he called. I replied, do you need to go back? I actually didn't care. I just wanted to get rid of him. You have the letter? No dice. Now I had no choice but to forge ahead. Look, actually, I need fuel. I figured since you ride a bike around everywhere, you'd know where to get some, right? So there's no delivery? Nope. I stiffened, expecting to get hit with a fist or a boot, or maybe both. He gave me neither and got on his bike. Shinra or the WRO? Yeah, it was funny. The engine rumbled softly. Huh? I blurted, then realized he told me where to get fuel. Oh, right. That's not going to work for me, though, for reasons. Do you have money? That I've got. Go to the slums, find Don Corneo in Wall Market, tell him Cloud sent you. Which is like, Cloud, why? Got it, thanks, I said. Think he'll have enough to get me to Nibelheim? He was just about to ride off, but he stopped to look me in the eye. Why are you going there? Missing persons case, I'm a PI. I knew my old friend Vanity was paying me another visit, but I couldn't stop myself. I'm looking for a member of Soldier last seen there. It's a long way, said Cloud. You'd be wasting your time. Why? Have you been there? Do you know the way? He stared at me in silence like he was sizing me up. I gritted my teeth, determined not to look away. Ask Tifa at 7th Heaven, he said, starting the bike and pulling away. 7th Heaven? I could only stand there, stunned by the unexpected connection. So, like, 7th Heaven is where, him and the others usually meet up. So, like, he already knew Tifa. He just didn't know about the connection between Cloud and Tifa until he went to Corneo's mansion. Yeah, it was definitely giving the energy of Ask My Wife. Alright, the next one I'm gonna do is, like, talking to Tifa, but I'm gonna pee first. So, I will be back. Oh, hello, Mog the Moogle. I'm not feeling great, but we were talking about the kids are alright, so it is good. You can tell me how you're doing. I'm just gonna be in the bathroom. I'll be back. Yeah, it's just been a rough week. I'm also queasy. But it'll pass. Yeah, just, you know, bad day making, well, yesterday was worse, but like making mistakes, dealing with customer complaints, just, yeah, it's just been a week. Yeah, and I don't feel well, but I am happy to be here talking about the book. Let's see. Oh, well, thank you. I will take the Moogle magic. That's very sweet of you. Okay. This one will be a little bit longer. Alright. 7th Heaven was devoid of customers, which was fine by me. Tifa greeted me with her usual smile, and I took a seat at the bar for the first time. Can I sit here? Of course, she said. Alone today? That's unusual. Well, it happens sometimes. How about some tea? Sure. As Tifa put the kettle on, I realized sitting at the bar was more awkward than I expected. I didn't really know how to conduct myself up here. Actually, I wanted to ask you something, I said. Oh? What's that? Do you know how to get to Nibelheim? Tifa's hands froze and she stared at me. Why are you asking me? Well, I started, then realized I'd already known that Tifa was from Nibelheim. But how did I know that? Oh, right. Johnny mentioned it was your hometown. Oh, Johnny. Tifa seemed uncomfortable. How much did he tell you? How much? I mean, just that you were born there. Okay. Seemed like a whole bunch of emotions flitted across her face. Impossible to count. Well, that's true. It's just complicated. I get it. Everyone's got a backstory. I'd be lying if I said hers didn't intrigue me, but I knew better than to cry when she was so obviously upset. Why do you want to go there? She said. Thought I'd see the sights. Do you know anything about the place? I was finding it really hard to keep lying under her level stare. I could practically hear her saying, "Tell me the truth." Or maybe it was me telling myself to be honest for once. Probably the latter. The life of a habitual liar was so miserable. I'll tell you what's really going on, so please listen to me, I pleaded in my heart. I took a photo of those people in Nibelheim from my shoulder bag and placed it on the bar. The truth is, I'm going there to look for someone. Tifa leaned over to peer at it. I pointed to a woman in the group photo on the opposite end of Gold Art's row. She, like Gold, was smiling. That's my mom, I said. And this was in Nibelheim, right? It was taken 2 years ago. She must have been there, but I don't know what happened to her after that. 2 years ago. A little before Meteor, I think. Tifa's expression turned gloomier. Not like the angelic face Johnny described in his stories. She might not be there anymore, and she might not even be alive, I left unsaid. But I have to go to Nibelheim, at least to start. And you know, maybe looking for my mom is just an excuse to get away from all the crap I've been dealing with lately. But I don't know. But I can't keep going on the way that I am. Oh, thank you! Thank you for the 777. That was so sweet. That's pounds, right? That's so sweet. Thank you so much. Well, that definitely made my day better. Let's see, can I heart it? There we go. Well, Tifa set down a cup of tea in front of me. It does sound important to you. Then she told me to wait a moment and disappeared into the back. I turned over the picture and checked the name and phone number on the back. Nick Foley. Yeah, yes. Yeah, that Nick Foley. And the number on the photo, my old home number in Midgar. It had been Nick Foley trying to find the families of the people in the photo, and he used my old house as his base. But why my house? When he returned to Midgar, his employer, the Shinra Company, would have been less than operational, which might have prevented him from using his office. Still, he'd written down my phone number. He'd relied on me, even after how I acted when I met him. Finally, Tifa emerged with the big map and spread it out on the bar. The new routes are on here. You do know that topography all over the world changed 2 years ago, don't you? No, was it because of the live stream? That's right. No one's done proper surveys since, so there aren't any accurate maps. This one is made from direct observations, Tifa said with a streak of pride. It's a precious commodity. You went to all those places yourself? Not me. Here, this is Nibelheim. It might actually be a little easier to get to than it was before. I looked at the area under her fingertip. The map definitely labeled it Nibelheim, but... And Midgar is here, you see. Uh-huh. I traced the route from Midgar to Nibelheim on the map, and there was one unavoidable obstacle. So I have to cross the sea, which means I can't get there by car. But a car should be a big help for the first leg. I studied the map again. I hadn't looked at a big world map like this since I was a kid. Oh yeah, this was my first time reading the book. Yeah, and I really liked it. Let's see. I studied the map again. I hadn't looked at a big world map like this since I was a kid. First you'll want to head south from Midgar. Southwesterly, said Tifa. Just follow the coast down to Junon, right? Oh, no. I read the whole thing. I just chose some passages to read out loud after talking about the story. Yeah, so I know what happened. Thank you, though. Yeah, you're free to comment anything about the story that you'd wish to talk about. Oh, King's back! I'm just reading about, him talking to Tifa about getting to Nibelheim. Just follow the coast down to Junon, right? There's a fishing village right below it, called Under Junon, and the ships leave from there. Ships? Yes, they cross the straits. Getting to Junon used to be rough going. You had to circle around to the east, and that alone would add days and days. Oh. Having second thoughts? No, it's just, I've never really gone anywhere. Sounds rough. I sipped my tea and peered again at the spot marked Nibelheim. You're from Midgar? Said Tifa. I did too. Yeah, born and raised. I've never left. Unless you counted that little jaunt with the Turks, I thought. Sure you'll be okay, she teased. My head snapped up, but her eyes were not so teasing. They were warning me not to go. I recalled what Reno had told me in the plaza. When I didn't say anything, she changed the subject. Why was your mother in Nibelheim? I thought she ditched me for some guy, but I came across that picture the other day by sheer coincidence. You saw how she was smiling, right? I was so mad at first. Why does she get to be so happy? I thought. That was true, and it pissed me off, but then I realized she was thinking of me. She was sure I'd be there soon. That's why she was able to smile, but I... Oh, they were so funny on the phone. I was talking too much. There was nothing worse than a guy who wouldn't shut up about mommy. I timidly raised my head to see Tifa still watching me as serious as before. I actually stopped by Nibelheim around that time, but... Did you see my mom? Tifa gazed at the ceiling for a moment, then focused on me again. I'm sorry, I don't know anything about what happened to her, but you do know something. The town had changed a lot. I didn't know any of the people who lived there, so I don't know if your mom was one of them. Sorry, I know that's too vague to help. I showed her the photo again. Sorry, I just don't know. Oh, okay. Silence settled in, and Tifa excused herself to take care of something or other behind the bar. The conversation was over, apparently. I put away the photo and looked up the map again to memorize the route. Hey, Tifa, I said, wanting to brighten the mood for some reason. Any topic would do. It's true. Is this Gold Saucer the big theme park? I always wanted to go. I think it closed down. She looks relieved that I was talking about something else. Have you ever? Yes, I've been. You always hear about couples going there on dates, did you? Maybe, maybe not. Wink, wink. Sorry, I said it, noticing her smile was starting to look forced. I'm crying. Don't worry about it. You wouldn't believe the kinds of questions I get asked in here. You should think about going to Costa del Sol. It's much nicer than Nibelheim. I was really starting to get the impression she didn't want me to go to her old hometown. Why don't you take your girlfriend? It's a long haul, but I might if I had one. I thought you did. She had to mean Kyrie. Oh, we just work together, sorry. I said. Mm-hmm. Tifa appeared dubious. Tifa is so intuitive. Like, you can't sneak anything past her. Do you mind if I copy the map? Go ahead. I reached into my bag and tore a scrap from the paper bag full of money, then used that to make a rough sketch of the route to Nibelheim. As I worked, I began to wonder whether I would actually make it. This does look hard. It sure isn't easy, said Tifa, but people still live out there. If you ask, you can probably find ways to get around, just not for free. If it's a problem money can solve, I'll be okay. Oh, rich guy are you? I'm doing okay at the moment. Business is booming. What do you do? I'm a private investigator. You must be good at it. Stop by if you have a mystery you need solved. You'll get a special discount. Tifa's my favorite character. Yeah. Thanks, I'll keep that in mind. I drank the last cold sip of tea from my cup and thanked her. She stopped me as I tried to pay. No, I'll put it on your tab. Take care of it next time. Huh? This way you have to come back alive, right? So I know this was a long passage. I really love this passage because, well, Tifa's my favorite character of all time. But also it's seeing her reaction to Nibelheim, and how that differed from Cloud. But also how much she really, really cares and wanted to protect Evan. But she's also wanted to help him. So it's like you could see the conflict with her. But just like ultimately she cares about people. And she knows Evan, because Evan is someone who comes to her bar often. And then plus like she's like, yeah, sure, Jan. Sure, there's nothing going on between you and Kyrie. Uh-huh. Like, Tifa knows the tea. She serves it. Yeah, great cameos in here. Oh yeah, Evan's hat was from Kyrie, so... Okay. I'm gonna read about Kadaj's introduction. Let's see. Page 154. The perfect music to come on right now. Oh, you have to go now? Well, thank you for stopping by, and thank you for the super. That was really sweet. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Alright. Oh my god, OBS. OBS translated your comment stream from by Kupo to by coat. That was really funny. But yeah, like, come stop by anytime. We have fun here. We have a lot of fun here. We're a little obsessed with Final Fantasy VII. By coat. Okay. So just a reminder, this was outside the clinic in under Junon. Okay. But just as he began walking away, he heard a young woman's voice from behind the building. Where have you been all this time? Was that her? Oh, you know, a young man answered, wandering. Song slid silently around the side of the building, inching as close to the corner as he dared with his back against the wall. He couldn't see either of them, but he could listen in. I thought you died in that fire. Only the good die young, so here I am. Well, I've gone straight, so I'm probably not long for this world. You have? Because of that Evan kid? Thanks to Evan. How do you know him anyway? I know everything about you, Kyrie. That's unsettling. So it was Kyrie, but who was the boy? Sung needed to see him. He stepped around the corner to reveal himself. Kyrie was there, a dubious expression on her face, wearing her jacket over the bathing suit and a pair of slippers from the doctor's office. Opposite her was a teenage boy with silver hair and a well-structured face, and Sung immediately felt his heart rate increase. He bore far too strong a resemblance to that infamous Shinra Company creation. Maybe it's just the silver hair. Song tried to tell himself, but the piercing eyes, too, called him to mind. A man once hailed as a hero who later tried to destroy the world. Yeah, I know. That's what I've thought. The memory of facing Sephiroth and all his fury came rushing back. Being cut down, left for dead. It was all the Turk could do to stop his limbs from trembling as he looked the boy in the eye. Who's this? Said the boy. I don't know. No, wait. Kyrie started. You were at Healan. Song nodded. The boy came closer, his right hand extended. His leather riding suit creaked, apparently still new. Hi, I'm Kadaj, an old friend of Kyrie's. Song stared at the proffered hand and finally reciprocated. Kadaj's grip was firm and a chill ran all the way up Sung's arm. He withdrew quickly, sure of one thing. This boy isn't human. It's good to meet you, the boy said, the edges of his mouth curling. Sung of the Turks, right? Sung had not introduced himself, and yet somehow the boy knew his name. Kyrie turned to Kadaj with a puzzled look. Well, I'm off, said Kadaj. I wouldn't hang out too much with this guy if I were you. He took a step back, and as he did, Kyrie's eyes rolled back into her head and she fainted. Song stepped forward to catch her, and everything faded to black. Well, like Kadash, like what Kyrie was saying was Kadash that she knew. Like had like red hair and like other descriptions. And Sung saw, you know, silver hair. And the really creepy thing was the last thing that Kyrie remembered before Evan found her was nearly drowning. So she completely forgot all about this meeting. Ooh. Okay. Another Kadash passage. But this is like more about oh, okay. It is the bad vibe scene. Okay, it's gonna be another longer passage. I can actually start a little later than I wrote down. Okay, yeah. Song, please get some sleep, said Elena. I'll monitor them, but I doubt they'll go anywhere in a snowstorm like this, especially not in the middle of the night. I'd rather keep listening. You take the first break. I can't sleep in front of you. It's embarrassing. This was at Ice Pull In. Song ignored her and went to the window, wiped off the condensation, and peered inside. There, beyond the glass, was the face of a young man. Song caught his breath. The silver-haired boy looked straight at him and smiled. Then lifted a finger to his lips, commanding silence. Elena, I'm stepping out for a moment. Stay here. Where are you going? To check on the helicopter. Song wasn't sure himself why he decided to lie to her. He should have told... Anyway. Okay. At first I thought it was the wind, but eventually I realized someone was tapping at the window. Song or Elena, maybe? No one but the Turks would be tapping on someone's window at night during a blizzard. So I wiped off the glass to get a look outside. And there was Fabio. I yelped and backed away. Then the window opened and he poked his head in. What the hell, Fabio? Hey Evan, we need to talk. He adjusted his glasses and peered over the rims at me. Never seen him do that before. Come outside, Evan. It's important that I talk to you. Come out or I'll kill Kyrie. Oh, okay. This wasn't Fabio. Just someone who looks like him. Someone or something. I felt my blood run cold and I shivered all over. Evan, is somebody there? Kyrie called from the bathroom. Just wait, I'll be right out. I told the figure and then closed the window. The shivers didn't let up. I'll kill Kyrie, I thought I heard the voice again. If I had just stayed here shaking in my boots, he might actually do it. I threw on my bomb jacket and Kyrie's new red dawn coat on top of it for good measure. Then I took Rufus's pistol from my bag. After a moment's hesitation, I shoved it into Kyrie's backpack instead. I tried to find anything else that might serve as a weapon, but came up blank. Just as I summoned up my courage and opened the door, Kyrie poked her head out of the bathroom. Evan? I'm just gonna get something to drink. Get me something too. Sure, I replied and left the room. As I walked down the hallway, I considered what might be waiting for me. Whatever it was I was probably no match for it, with or without a gun. But even if the odds were against me, at least I might put some distance between it and Kyrie. What other choice did I have? Creeping along the wall of the inn through snow piled high against the wall. Excuse me. Yeah. He was creepy. Song approached the place where the silver-haired boy had been standing. There was nothing there, not even footprints. I think it's the same gun. Elena shoved the microphone receiver in her pocket and dashed out into the hall. Evan had only just left his room, but she didn't see him. On high alert now, she went up to the front desk. She knew the prickle of goosebumps rising on her skin was not caused by the cold. So I forgot to mention this. Like, when Evan and Kyrie were staying in the inn, Song had actually snuck a microphone or like a listening device or something in Evan's bag. This way, the disembodied voice led me through the village. A fierce wind was whipping snow into my face. I couldn't tell if the snow was falling from the sky or blown off the ground. I was practically blind. There's a guard station up ahead, just a little farther, said the voice. It sounded close, and I tried to spot the source, but it was ahead of me, somewhere beyond the whiteout. We're here. I looked up, and this time I made out a small building, a log cabin like most of the other buildings here. Someone dressed all in green was standing out front, but the door was open. I clambered through the drifts and finally made it inside. Good, close the door. I hesitated. Whatever was about to happen, I wanted to leave myself a way out. I tried to think of a reason to leave the door open, but then it closed by itself. How did it do that? My legs began shaking again. Evan, there's something I want you to see. How about answering some questions? There was only one bed. I literally wrote in my notes, I was like, they had a room with one bed. Oh no, what's gonna happen? Anyway, yeah, so you make that joke, but actually, how about answering some questions? Despite all the cracking and trembling in my voice, I managed to get the whole sentence out. I'll go first, said the doppelganger. It'll be quick. The only light in the dim room was the faintly glowing figure, but that had to be my eyes playing tricks on me, or my brain. After all, something was wrong with my head. I was sick enough to need surgery. It wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility that my vision was affected. Where can I find this? The thing that wasn't Fabio was holding up a grotesque photo. Is that the one I saw at Dr. Drake's? Which he was thinking. He did not say this out loud. Yes, Dr. Drake was unable to tell me where she was. Well, I don't effing know. I only saw the picture at his office and I stopped. The photo was covered in dark splatters. Not black, but rusty brown. There was no mistaking it. Is that blood? You're right, King. You're right. Okay. Yes, the good doctors. His mind told me that she was in the Shinro building, but she wasn't there. I thought he tricked me. What's going on? I demanded. I shouldn't demand. Who are you? Who indeed? I'm not quite sure myself. You wouldn't happen to know, would you? He reached out through the inking darkness and touched my left arm. Apparently not. Evan's awesome. You should read the book. He's really funny. Suddenly, just for a moment, instead of Fabio, I saw a slender, silver-haired boy. But then in the next instant, it was Dr. Drake with his shock of white hair. He stuck his tongue out, jeering at me. I was so excited to learn you might know about Genova, but no, you've only seen a picture. Same as the doctor, it turned out. But someone has to know where the actual one is. Yeah, I agree. I agree she is. Well, it isn't me. I don't know anything. And I even healed your shoulder, useless idiot. I thought I saw blood dribble from Dr. Drake's mouth, and then the figure shimmered and warped. A shapeshifter. One that somehow could look into your mind and take on the form of people who mattered to you. Its next face was my mother's. That's diabolical. Stop it. Evan, your shoulder doesn't hurt, does it? That's thanks to me, but I'm taking the gift back now. The creature that looked like my mother withdrew its hand. A horrible, blinding agony seized me. I screamed. Everyone's a top compared to Cloud. Yeah, he is the most bottom of all the bottoms. Song heard a piercing scream over the howl of the wind just as he reached the small cabin. He readied his gun in a white-knuckle grip and shut the door open.
The darkness inside was as thick as ink, and his skin crawled with the certainty that something malicious was waiting for him. That and the familiar feeling of having one foot too firmly in the grave. Evan? Song tried to ignore the ominous sensation and stepped into the blackness. His foot found Evan sprawled on the floor. As he crouched down to check for vital signs, something grabbed him by the back of the neck. You. A young man's voice came from behind him. Evan thinks you can tell me where Genova is. Song tried to turn around, but the grip that held him was inhumanly strong. Why is that, I wonder? Evan doesn't know anything about her. Song concentrated on keeping his mind blank. He could sense something alien flowing into him through the hand on his neck. That's creepy. And something else being drawn out of him. What? You think I'm Genova? No, Genova is my mother. I'm the one who's looking for her. If the creature was reading his mind, he couldn't let it have any more information. But he couldn't help himself from remembering another who had once called Genova his mother. Sephiroth? Yes, I know the name. I felt him in the live stream, though only faintly. I didn't care for him. It hurts, Evan groaned. Song, give me the drug, the painkiller. You don't know either. Why doesn't anyone know? The creature shouted. And at that moment, the menacing pressure around Song's neck eased. Song toppled forward and onto Evan, causing the young man to scream helplessly in the darkness. You know what? I think you're right. Kuja is a very, very pretty bottom. Anyway. I'm like, bitch, Sephiroth found you and influenced you so he can get a foothold back in the world. Does that mean that Sephiroth doesn't care for himself? I wonder. Okay. We're almost done. Just 2 more passages, they're shorter. Making great time. It's only been an hour and a half. So it's when they fell into the live stream. You're grounded but gone to the live stream. Think about what you've done. Okay. Alright. I think I made it to the crevasse, still wriggling like a half-dead snake, at about the same time the helicopter exploded nearby. The shockwave knocked me right over the edge, rendering all my effort pointless, and I landed on the same icy ledge where Kyrie was standing. I hit my shoulder and bit back a scream. Evan! I was trying to get up and reassure her when we heard the sound of ice cracking. It was close too. Guessing what was next, I abandoned the attempt to stand and reached up towards her. She caught the hint and took my hand, and I pulled her down next to me, crouching on the ice. She seemed confused, but I fought through the pain to pull her close with my functional arm, clutching the back of her head. Then she understood and yielded to me, burying her face against my chest. I need to watch Advent Children again, though. Anyway. We're okay now, I said. In the worst situation, this was the best option. Yeah. With a sound that dashed all hope, the shelf we were huddled on broke away from the wall. The surface tilted and we slid off into empty space. If we hit the ground like this with me under Kyrie, she'd be spared some of the impact. Me? Well, I'd be going in head first. Whatever happened, it would be quick. Except we were still falling. I waited for the ground to hit us, but it didn't come. Falling and falling. Still holding each other, we were suddenly enveloped in something soft, warm, and pure white. Even with my eyes closed, the brilliance shone through my eyelids. I felt neither hot nor cold. I had no idea what was happening. When I opened my mouth, something rushed in. I heard voices, or thought I did. Everything was muffled, like when you cover your ears in a crowded station, and the words mingled and overlapped until all meaning was lost. Senseless noise, but comforting somehow. Then the sound receded. We were sinking deeper and deeper. I could feel Kyrie clinging to me tight, and I answered in kind, wrapping my arms firmly around her. My arms. Yes, both of them. My left shoulder didn't hurt at all. I tried rotating it, and the pain was truly gone. And then I was certain we were in the life stream. The current that takes in all lives once they've ended, that heals and purifies, that generates new life, another form of life itself. It felt as if all the indistinct concepts that had been tantalizingly beyond my grasp suddenly settled neatly into the places they were meant to be. I was connected to the planet now. I was sleepy, unbearably drowsy. I kept falling deeper, ever deeper. I thought that was a beautiful passage about the life stream. And that it healed his shoulder. Oh, I can't wait to read Dear Destiny. That's gonna be a great book club. Okay, one more. Annette's letter. Dear Evan, I'll start with the most important thing. You remember when you had heart surgery, right? The procedure went fine, but they found something else, a hematoma in your brain. It'll get bigger as you grow up and eventually kill you. You should have had an operation right away, but it's taken me this long to get the money together. I feel terrible about that. But the cash in the house and the money from this job should be enough to cover it. I told Nick to make sure you get it. I know you don't like him, but just put up with him for a bit. There's a surgeon named Dr. Dimitri in Junon. Oh, you're fine. I met him a little while ago and made him agree to perform the operation. So now you have to get it, okay? There's something else I need to tell you. I've always kept this from you, but when I was younger, I worked for the Shinra company. I was the president's secretary. At the time, it was every girl's dream job. I was over the moon, and I got so caught up in the excitement that I did something very, very stupid. I knew at the time how stupid it was, but I couldn't stop myself. When it ended, I didn't care whether I lived or died. I was in despair. But then I had you, and you got me back on my feet. Thank you, Evan. I can never tell you how much you've done for me. I think I can write a little more. I have one last wish. There are people who gave me help when I really needed it, and if you happen to meet any of them, please thank them for me. One is a Mr. Vincent Valentine. When I left High School Lodge for Midgard, he got me out of a tight spot. Mr. Sid Highwind and Mr. Barrett Wallace helped me on the way back up here again. Evan, I know you'll probably never read this, but I had to write it anyway. There's something I've learned in my adventures. There's so much good in the world. I've traveled so far despite my ignorance thanks to all the good in other people. And I can't help feeling that that same goodness will see this letter in your hands someday. Goodbye, sweetheart. I have to sleep now. I love you, Evan. Very, very, very sweet letter. And sad because it was a response to his letter telling her that he was gonna be waiting for her at the train station. And she never got to him. I guess, you know, she was Rufus's father's secretary, but I would fuck Rufus too, and I'm Demi. Getting pregnant too. Yeah, also, the very end of the book, when, Bits is getting baptized, like, Tifa, she's like, oh, Seventh Heaven's is, like, pretty booked up, and, like, said that Vincent's gonna be there. Kyrie's like, we should try going to the bar so you can thank Vincent for helping your mom. But it's just, like, so tragic that the fucking doctor lied and she ended up dying trying to get that money for Evan. Like, she sacrificed so much. And Evan just didn't realize until it was too late how much his mother really, really cared about him. And then, yeah, fuck Dad Shinra. I loved this book.
I'm really happy I read it. I just was genuinely surprised by how good it was. My favorite is still Traces, but this is pretty up there. Yeah, I do. I would love to have like a little like bonus story about everyone post Advent Children at 7th Heaven. I would love that. Yeah, you were like at that scene at the church, just Cloud like is like Evan was talking about having a makeshift family and Cloud was talking about his makeshift family. It was really sweet. Yeah, so I highly recommend reading this book. Very underrated book. I feel like, you know, when I hear people talking about reading the supplemental material, i.e. Traces of Two Paths, On the Way to a Smile, this one gets talked about the least. And that's a shame. Because it was a great read. I think it should be talked about more. I feel like most people in the fandom have not read it. I'm like, you get cameos from, I believe, Yuffie, Red, Cloud, Tifa. The Turks are actually kind of wholesome in this, well, Reno and Rude. Yeah, exactly. They were added to the Reed trilogy. So there is significance to them. They have importance. So I think Square has, well, the remake team have been signaling to us that we should be engaging with compilation material. I know people have busy lives. I get that, and want to just play the games and don't really want to read. That's why I have book club. To stress not just the importance of engaging with compilation material to have more context into what's going on, but also because reading enriches your life and promotes critical thinking and expands your brain. Yeah, it made me love Advent Children more too. It made me understand it more. So when I will make my video essay about Advent Children, I will be talking about this book. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed listening to it. I think you'll really, really enjoy it. Like, Evan is such a fun storyteller. He's very, very funny. Like, his voice in it, the book, is, I would say, like, similar brand of absurd humor that I have. And it makes you appreciate the characters so much more. All of them get development. The book made me like Kyrie, and I do not like her in the games. The book made me like Elena, and same thing. And then of course, I've always loved Rufus. But him just going, you can call me Doofus Shinra if you want. I'm just like, he's funny. You know, we don't talk about that enough. Oh, you love reading, I'm glad. See, and that's the purpose of this is, you know, promoting reading. And I know a lot of gamers don't read much. And they should. Everyone should read. Even if it's a little bit a day. I had to read this over a period of like a month. Because I can only do a little bit a day. Because I have so much other shit to do. So, but yeah. I think, like, if you're an FF7 fan, you need to read this book. So I'm really glad I finally got to read it.
And it definitely gave me very good material for when I do the video essay on organized crime, which I am starting to organize how I'm gonna do that. Always love Elena for the dazzling haircut. Yeah. Anyway, I want to know what you guys liked the most. I mean, King, you read the book. And for you, Dream, what you liked most from what I've shared today. While you guys comment that, I'm gonna pee again and get some more water because I am feeling the yaps affecting my throat. I'll be back. This booklet's a blast. Definitely agree. Oh yeah, the FF9 soundtrack is very good. You liked Evan and the way he talks. Oh, okay, read the book. Evan told you in the book. Yeah, I was like 2 pages in and I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna keep reading this book and hearing the way you talk is so funny. I listened to the Odyssey OST while reading too, which added a lot. Oh, I need to listen to that soundtrack. Stephen Evans scene. What about it? What about it you like? I think I'll end in a few minutes after. Yeah, we'll wrap up the discussion. 'Cause I am hitting my limit, I will say. Oh god, I feel sick. Oh yeah. The Nibelheim video will be out on Friday. I just need to make the thumbnail and upload it. It's a lot of work, so I hope people will really like it. Oh yeah, you did put... I haven't gone around to listening to it yet, I'm so sorry. I will though. Yeah, so for next month, I need to get the book first. I need to decide which one I'm gonna read. Long story short or short story long. One of the Nier novellas, since I'm gonna be going to the concert soon. So pretty soon, I will be talking about that concert. I am so excited. I just need to book my Airbnb, but I already have the train tickets booked, and I'm ready to go to the performance. It's gonna be incredible. So this weekend I am planning on beating the game because I haven't beaten it yet, and then also watching Advent Children again so I can get the footage. Oh, you've picked the segment that I read with Tifa and Evan talking about Nibelheim as your favorite moment. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was a good conversation. I love Tifa. Oh, you'll love my video? Well, watch it first, and then you can decide. Yeah, I mean, I did some new things. Yeah. So, I think I'm mainly nervous because I have not put out a video at SA in 6 months. So, which car scene? I'm trying to think of what my favorite scene would be. Might either be... Let's see, I did love hearing about Leslie torching Corneo's photos. That was great. Oh yeah. God, I just love Rito in this book. Just how much he cares about Evan. And not just because he's Rufus's half-brother, even though that's part of it. It shows he really cares about Rufus. But because he just grew to like Evan. So I'm like, I'm all here for them becoming besties. Like, actually, I love that idea. I think they're great. They have a great dynamic. Let's see. Yeah, I loved Leslie torching those photos. I was like, yeah, but I love Leslie. I think I really loved the scene of them finding Annette, even though it was sad. And then I think the Kadash scene, because it's so creepy. Oh yeah, Reno and Rude wanting to atone. Yes, yes. They really wanted to help reform Shinra. They wanted to do the right thing. Like, that's, like, I don't know, like, the Turks are, you know, morally gray to black. But they do have a code. And they mostly follow orders. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's why I'm really glad to have read this, finally, and to share this on my channel. And like I said, I'm gonna do a video on Advent Children for next month. I'm definitely going to include this book in what I have to say. Oh, JP's here! Hey, just at the very end, because I'm not feeling well. But also, we're pretty much done talking about the book. But I'm always happy to see you. The Nier concert's coming up. How are you feeling? So yeah, I talked about it, JP. Next month's book club, we're gonna be reading one of the Nier books. Oh yeah. It's all good. Always happy to see you. Anyway, so like like I said last week, for Sunday's stream, we're gonna do Indie Week. So I'll be streaming Stray Gods. I do have to do a cat sit that day, but I do want to do the whole game since it like takes like 5-6 hours. And then Hades next Wednesday. Oh, you've been having crazy body aches and nausea? Well, I'm in a similar boat because my head's been hurting today and that turned into queasiness. I'll watch the Nier anime. Oh yeah, I've been needing to do that. I'm planning on beating the game this weekend because I still haven't beaten the game. I know how it ends. I cry at it, but yeah, I should watch the Nier anime. Yeah, so I want to beat the game before I go. Oh, it's kind of a prequel. Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, maybe I'll watch it. Okay. Do any of you guys have final thoughts about the book before I end? Oh, the calm lands. Oh, I feel so sick. Ah. Whew. I am definitely going to take a long nap after this. It's been a week. Cloud and Tifa porked after the book they told you. Oh yeah, it was interesting, Evan, seeing the picture of the three of them, and he's like, Cloud did drag. He's like, oh, there's a story here. Yeah, I'll definitely talk about Cloud and Tifa and the misconceptions with them when I do the Advent Children video. Alright, so yeah, guys, keep an eye out for Friday. The Nibelheim video essay will be out, and then Sunday I will be back with Stray Gods, and then Hades on Wednesday. So, thank you guys for watching. Just read the book. It's amazing. I'll ask about Touching Grass on Sunday. So, have a great rest of your day or night. I know it's night for most of you in the UK. I'll see you guys on Friday in the comments. And I'll see you on Sunday for Stray Gods. Bye.